Hey everybody, Cam Capital here with a video on Clover Health update from yesterday's video. So we put in a high this morning, 1177, but had a pretty big fade all day, closed at 1017. Market conditions today gapped up overnight to all-time highs off the State of the Union, Powell's speech, and sold off most of the morning and then bounced back in the afternoon to close positive for most indices besides Russell 2000, but a lot of names were red today, and especially the favorite of the shorted stocks like CLOV, NVIS, which dropped after its earnings too. But CLOV here on the 5-minute chart actually set up a pretty good short later on. Stopped at 1177. You'll see why I think it stopped in that range when we go back to the daily chart, and something I mentioned in yesterday's video. But pretty significant pullback down to 10.7. Right, find some support off 10.7 in this consolidated area from yesterday. Got a bounce, tried to retest 11.7s, couldn't get through it. Only got up to 11.6. But really the area to get in on the short was right in this area here. Off the fail 11.22, so 11.22 is marked. 11.22, 11.23 I think was actually the high from yesterday. So once we couldn't reclaim the high from yesterday, and moving averages are all getting really tight, that looked like, to me, a pretty good time to get short. So on this, spinning top candle, gravestone, doji, some people would call it. I entered on the next candle here. I got in about, I think it was 11.17 was about the average, and then I sold out here on this hammer candle, as I thought from the chart structure here, we're getting higher lows, and if you combine these two candles, that forms a hammer. Somewhat have another hammer here, pretty big reversal on a 3-minute here. So to me, it looked like it was gonna, hold, this rising line of support right here. If I drew it from the bottoms, but then couldn't reclaim the moving averages, and then sold off the rest of the day. And the, probably the better short was on this failure here, especially at the triangle all the way down, and we closed, 10.17, got this pushed down to 9.9. High volume buyers held that level, and after hours here we're kind of trending down now into the $10 area. But we'll go out to the daily chart, see what I was talking about on the high of the day. So this J hook pattern talked about, usually the second leg of the J hooks equal in size to the first. So you go 7.11 to 10.57, so that's $3.40. So you had 3.40 to 8.07, the low here, right? That's 11.47. And then, if you do it percentage-wise, 7.1 to 10.5 is 50%. It's 50% move between 8 or off $8 would be 12. So between 12 and 11.47, say 11.50, that midpoint's 11.75. And, it's basically where we put in the high today at, right? So 11.77. But if you come left, right, you want to look left for history, past history. And really this 200 cross right here, was a key spot. So we had this, two candles here holding it as support, right? The low 11.76, low 11.75. We fail it, come down lower, and we get to bounce back into that 200 moving average as a retest. Fail, can't get back through. So that level right here, the high was 11.67. So somewhere in that range between 11.75, 11.67, there's a lot of sellers there sitting. Once that support couldn't hold, and now acts as resistance. And if you come out and look at volume, right, so volume here, we got a pretty large candle, considering above it and below it, big drop between 11.75 and $12, and that's where the sellers are sitting today to push this thing back down. And you notice here we closed below the neutral standard D line, back below the 200 EMA, so it wouldn't surprise me if close sells off tomorrow and continues down for at least a retest of this 9 EMA, unless a catalyst could come out. So like Invis, stock that's been running the last couple days, was down 15%, and it's also falling now after its earnings. It missed on earnings, but you also have the other small names, the runners everybody's expecting, myself included, Wall Street bets names of AMC and GameStop to take off, with it being the end of the month. Both basically trended down today. GameStop was a little better than AMC, but AMC fell down all the way to low 10s. So we'll have to wait and see what fireworks are in store for tomorrow, Friday, April 30th, end of the month, options expiring and whatnot. So if we go out here to the weekly chart, just one last thing to look at, see on the weekly, put in the entire move back down was just from today, and we closed below the 50 and the 200 EMA, held to 22. So look to see if maybe this weekly 22 support will hold downside, but after hours we were sitting at 10, so we'd be below that right now. So I think tomorrow could be expected to be somewhat of a down day, maybe more continued selling. So I'm going to be looking at short setups, maybe into later after market hours here, and then into pre-market tomorrow, based on how it gaps. So that's what I got for you guys on CLOV. Long term, I'm talking pretty short term here the next 2 days. As trading wise, that's what I do. But long term here, it's pretty looking pretty well that this 631's base doji signals a reversal. We could be in first leg resistance. So right now when I'm saying tomorrow could come back, but that pullback is not invalidating this upward trend or putting in any kind of candle right now that would signal a reversal is imminent in price direction. So let's wait and see what CLOV has in store for us tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Appreciate you taking time to watch the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.